Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and welcome to Entry channel. This is Ashima and in this video we are going to talk about daily current affairs, which is going to involve discussion of news events in a bit of detail so that this session is helpful for all the aspirants. That is, whichever exam you're preparing for, this session is going to be helpful for all of you because this session contains all the important news events of the past day. Right, so this session is going to help you in your note making and it's going to give you crisp information in as less time as possible, which is quite less found otherwise. So, and apart from that, if all of you also want to prepare questions or you want to attend quizzes also, for that we have everyday free live quiz on Entry app. You can download app from Google Play Store or from the link below, and in the description section or in the comment section, you can download it from there. And after downloading, you just need to do the initial mobile number registration and then you can attempt free quiz completely free of cost, no charge. So check that out soon. And now we begin our discussion. The first news event we are going to talk about is RBI, which has set up a panel. Now, what is the panel that RBI has set up? RBI has set up a standing external advisory committee or a external advisory panel, which is going to evaluate applications for universal banks and small finance banks. Right now, this panel will have approximately 5 members. So, first of all, now here you have all the important points on your fingertips. So, what is this? Standing External Advisory Committee is being set up. Who is setting up? RBI is setting up. Third of all, for whom is it going to be set up? For applications of universal banks and small finance bank. How many members are going to be there? 5 members are going to be there. Who is going to be the chairperson of the committee? That is Shyamala Gopinath, who is former RBI Deputy Governor. Right now, apart from that, who are the other members? That is Director of Central Board of RBI, Revati Iyer, former Executive Director of NPCI, B. Mahapatra, former Chairman of Canara Bank, T.N. Manoharan, former MD of SBI, Hemant G. Contractor. These are the 4 other people who are involved in this, or the other members. What is the tenure of this committee? This committee is going to be instituted for a duration of 3 years. And purpose we have already discussed. Now, next, there are certain guidelines of RBI regarding universal banks and small finance banks. So, first of all, those guidelines are going to be evaluated, and then the evaluation of banks which want to be evaluated for becoming a small finance bank or universal bank will also be evaluated. Then RBI has relaxed valuation norms for 81 bonds. So why did RBI SEBI had to revise this? What was the requirement that they had to revise the valuation? So SEBI had highlighted recently in the recent guidelines. It has highlighted that maturity of it is going to be 10 years till 31st of March 2022. Later on, it is going to be increased to 20 years, 30 years in a subsequent 6-month duration. But what was the requirement? Now, recently, Finance Minister had opposed to the norms that were placed by SEBI, and those norms were basically about value banks, which were deemed for residual maturity of Basel III additional Tier 1 or 81 bonds, because at that time, the earlier guideline had 100-year debt or 100-year residual maturity. Now, Finance Ministry opposed to this setting up 100-year of contractual maturity, and that is why this revised guidelines had to be released. So now the new guidelines state that till March 31, 2022, the maturity is going to be 10 years. Later on, it will be increased to 20 and 30 years in a subsequent 6-month duration. Now, from April 2023 onwards, residual maturity will become 100 years from date of issuance. So 100 years it is going to become, but not immediately, because as per the past guidelines, it was from 2021 only. So that has been moved to 2023 as of now. Right? And in further statement, it says that deemed residual maturity of Basel III Tier 2 bonds will be considered for 10 years or contractual maturity until March 2022, and then it might increase or the duration might increase. Right? Now, moving ahead, Pranit. Now, what is Pranit? And what does it involve? So, Power Grid Corporation of India has established an e-tendering portal, and this e-tendering portal is known as Pranit. Right now, first of all, Power Grid is a central public sector unit or PSU, and it is also a Maharatna corporation, or it is a Maharatna. So, Power Grid Corporation is a Maharatna and it is owned by Ministry of Power. Ministry of Power owns it. Now, portal is going to help maintain less paperwork, ease the operation, and make tendering process more and more transparent. Because whenever things go online, definitely transparency increases and the ease of operation also increases. As we can see nowadays, shopping has become so comparatively easier compared to what we used to do earlier. There was a lot of issues and you had to go through places to find the thing. Now it is more transparent, more easily, and you can do it with ease of operation as well. So something like that has opened. Now portal has also been certified STQC, that is Standard Testing Quality Certification Directorate, who issues that is issued by Ministry of Electronics and IT, or MEITY. Now, Power Grid is the only organization in India which has an e-procurement solution, that it has set up Pranit on SAP Supplier Relationship Management, which will comply with all the applicable requirements related to security as well as related to transparency. Right now, uh, going ahead, we have Jal Jeevan Mission. Now, what is related to Jal Jeevan Mission? Jal Shakti Ministry has signed a pact with United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, and Government of Denmark. So, first of all, with whom has it signed? Jal Shakti Ministry has signed up with UNOPS and Government of Denmark. And all of this tie-up between three organizations has been done under the initiative of Jal Shakti Mission, of Jal Shakti Ministry, Jal Jeevan Mission. Now, the second thing that we have over here, or the subsequent thing that we need to get through, is that what is the aim of it? The aim is to bring tap water connection to 11 water scarce districts of Bundelkhand and Vindhya regions in UP, and that is under Jal Jeevan Mission. Now, in UP, for the same purpose of bringing tap water and irrigation water, recently Ken Betwa river interlinking process, Ken Betwa river interlinking pact had also been signed, and that was between MP and UP. And now for UP, another pact has been signed by Jal Shakti Ministry with UNOPS and Government of Denmark. Now this project has set $1 million budget for 2021, and in the subsequent year this budget might increase also. What is this pact going to bring in? It's going to bring in more infrastructural development and more water connectivity to homes. Then a few one-liners. Niti Aayog has formed a task force on enforcement of contracts and a task force for conciliation mechanism. For both of them, a task force has been set up, and who has set it up? That has been set up by Niti Aayog. Right now, going ahead, we have India has supplied the second shipment of equipments to Chabahar port in Iran. So Chabahar port is being constructed by three countries: Iran, for which the country where it is, then we have Afghanistan, and third is India. These three countries are working towards development of Chabahar port, and the second shipment of equipments have been shipped. Now, what are the equipments? Two mobile harbor cranes have been shipped of 100 tons. Now, earlier 150 tons harbor cranes had been shipped. Now, 100 tons mobile harbor cranes have been shipped to Chabahar port. Then we have Jal Shakti Ministry, which has signed pact with UNOPS, Government of Denmark, for 11 water scarce districts of Bundelkhand and Vindhya region. And Jal Shakti Ministry is important over here because that is the one which has signed this contract. And what is the name of the mission for water connectivity? That is Jal Jeevan Mission. Then Andhra Pradesh is going to launch India's first government-run animal ambulance network. Now, this is going to be something similar to the ambulance network which we have for humans, but it is going to be for animals. Now, it is going to, facilitate a lot of things. A lot of things have been directed towards it. What are the things? There are 175 mobile ambulances of veterinary clinics that are going to be placed, and these clinics is being set up in line of 108 services that veterinary services are going to give at doorstep. So something like we have for humans, similar to that, Andhra is very much reluctant on putting this into picture, right? It is also going to provide hydraulic lift facility. Hydraulic lift facility is also going to be there in these ambulances to lift animals and to shift them to nearest government veterinary facility as well. All right. Then we have National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development Bill 2021. This bill has been introduced in Lok Sabha recently, and under this bill, National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development is going to be set up. Now, once this setup has been announced, what are the things that we can expect for being set up? So under this, first of all, government is trying to promote, the aim of the government is to promote infrastructural development, and for the same purpose of infrastructural development, this National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development is going to have a free access to RBI, or you can say it can borrow easily from RBI, and that is the speciality about this bank, right? So it is going to be set up. It is currently only a bill. It is not being turned into an act right now, so we'll have to see what changes come forward, and then we'll be talking about this in detail on further part. Then Russia has successfully put 38 satellites for 18 countries into orbit from Baikonur Consortium in Kazakhstan. Gram Ujala scheme has been launched in Varanasi. Now, Gram Ujala scheme was announced recently, in which LED bulbs at rupees 10 were supposed to be given, and this was first launched in Bihar in Ankara region. Bihar in Ankara region was the first time when this was launched, and now this it has been launched in Varanasi as well. Then Union Cabinet has given approval for memorandum of cooperation, which was signed between India and Japan for cooperation in field of water resources. Then Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, it has aimed to launch Poshan Abhiyan, and this Poshan Abhiyan is for elderly people also, so that nutrition can be provided to them also, right? So we already have nutrition program which is running, but not for elderly people. This one scheme is going to provide for elderly people as well, right? Next, which we have in this, there is also going to be a senior citizens welfare fund which is going to be utilized. Senior citizens welfare fund is there, and this fund is going to be utilized for the same purpose, right? Then we have World Tuberculosis Day. Now, Tuberculosis Day is observed on 24th of March, and this year the theme was The Clock is Ticking. Now, during the time of COVID, tuberculosis has come as a very important highlight, because since tuberculosis is also affecting the breathing issues, and similar issues are addressed during this pandemic. So, negligence towards TB costed lives of people, and that is how tuberculosis has gained the highlights now, because it has become important again, right, to address to this issue equivalently. Now, India has a target for elimination of tuberculosis by 2025, and a global committee is also there for elimination of tuberculosis, for which Dr. Harshvardhan has been appointed to head. right? So Stop Tuberculosis International or Global Committee is also there. That is also going to be headed by Dr. Harshvardhan, after seeing how he addressed two issues of India in tuberculosis. Now with this, we'll be winding up the segment. Do subscribe to the channel and like the video if you found this video helpful. We'll see you in the next video with more daily updates. Until then, goodbye, take care, and have a wonderful day ahead all of you.